Hey, in this video I'm going to give you an overview of 6 rippling leave tracking alternatives. But first, why should you even want to leave Rippling if you have already bought their subscription? So a lot of people are saying that Rippling is over-engineered and it has too many features that you might not even need, especially if you're a smaller company. And if we're talking about leave tracking specifically, you don't want to pay for 100 features if you're only going to use like 3. And Rippling's cost is pretty hidden. You don't see the pricing anywhere on the pricing page. You have to go through a lengthy sales process to even get a quote. And even if you're just going to use their leave tracking features, it's still going to be at least $8 to $12 per month per user, which is way more than all of the leave tracking alternatives that I'm going to mention in this video as well. But usually you also have to add some other features which will add up per person per month. And some sources in social media are also mentioning an onboarding fee or a setup fee that you also have to pay on top of everything. And then there are also complaints from real life users. For example, this Reddit user is saying that they agreed on a price through the sales process, but it ended up being way more. And this is because they removed some of the users, but still had to pay for them, even though they had already left the company. Another Reddit user is saying that getting in touch with a real person through their support is almost impossible, unless they want to upsell you something. And this other Reddit user is also saying that the product itself is not really ready, so they are often selling you features that they haven't really built yet. So be careful in getting locked into this product. But if you're watching this video, chances are that you're already aware of these problems and you're looking for a really good alternative solution that could replace Rippling's leave tracking functionality. So let's get started. So the first tool is of course vacationtracker.io. And if we compare it to Rippling, there are 3 main reasons why this is way better for leave tracking. First of all, it's the pricing. As you can see, with the complete plan, it's way more affordable than Rippling's $8 per month minimum. And as you know, that minimum always gets something extra added to it. The second reason is that you can start using Vacation Tracker with your team right away. There's no sales process you have to go through. You can just sign up for the free account yourself or book a demo to get some additional help. And what's really good about it is that it automatically integrates with Slack, Teams, and Google Workspaces. So for example, if you sign up with Slack, you can add all of your team from your Slack into Vacation Tracker automatically. And this means that you can set up your whole organization in 5 minutes instead of going through the whole sales process with Rippling that takes maybe even months. And so what's great about Vacation Tracker is that it's actually purpose-built for leave tracking, and especially for organizations that are a bit smaller and just outgrowing their Excel spreadsheets. And this means that Vacation Tracker's product is covering all of the edge cases that come up with leave tracking. Either it's different locations, remote workers versus hybrid workers, different leave tracking policies in different countries, and so on. So comparing this with Rippling that offers lots of HR features, really think through if you need all of them. And chances are that each of those 100 features are kind of half-baked and not perfect like Vacation Tracker has done. So really think through if you need all of the 100 features that come with Rippling, and maybe instead for leave tracking, you are better off with a purpose-built tool like Vacation Tracker. And so the second tool is called Timetastic. And this also has really affordable pricing when we compare it with Rippling's leave management features and the price you have to pay for those. And this one is also built just for leave tracking. But what's great about Timetastic is if you are a UK or EU company, it is built for those leave laws in mind and not adapted from the US system. So it definitely has an edge for the EU companies. And you can also use the mobile version, see the wall chart, which is pretty specific to all of the tools, of course, but it looks really nice. And just like with the previous tool, this one also is self-serve, so you can sign up really quickly and start using it without needing to do the whole sales process and the setup fees and everything. So if your company is mostly working in UK or EU, Timetastic is definitely a better choice than Rippling. The next tool that's really good alternative for Rippling is Buddy Punch. And this is ideal if you're managing shift workers and you also need time tracking features on top of leave management. And again, here the setup is pretty easy. You can just try it yourself or book a demo to get started, and there's no big onboarding or setup process that goes into it. The pricing is not as affordable as Vacation Tracker and Timetastic, but it has lots of additional features that you won't find in some of the other tools. For example, GPS tracking, QR code scanning, pin or kiosk punch, and webcam punches. So it's really specific for shift shift work, and if your company is doing that, then you should get BuddyBunch. The next alternative tool to Rippling is called Calamari. And this is perfect for agencies or any other company type that needs to bill client time on top of tracking their leaves. So they offer leave tracking along with timesheets and time tracking solutions as well. And so the pricing of Calamari is more affordable than with Rippling's basic leave tracking features, but still it adds up if you want to use the time and attendance modules as well, and some core HR modules that offer document management and some other stuff. And so here as well, it's really easy to start the free trial to set up your account on your own and try everything out without the big onboarding and setup that also costs extra money, or you can book a demo to have somebody help you setting it all up. The next tool is BambooHR, which is also a bigger HR tool. So if you don't want to use Rippling, but you still need a bunch of HR features, then you might consider using BambooHR instead. Their pricing is also a bit hidden, so you have to go through the sales process. But from what I've seen on the internet, it's supposed to be less expensive than Rippling. So if you're not looking for a big enterprise HR tool, but you still need some help with leave tracking, employee onboarding, performance management, and some recruiting tasks, then BambooHR might be a good alternative. But be aware that you will still have to go through the whole process of setting up a sales call, getting everything set up for you. That could take months, and the price tag is definitely going to end up being way bigger than with the other tools that I mentioned before. So really think if you need those other features on top of leave tracking, or you can go with one of the tools that I mentioned before that already do everything really transparently, and you can set up your account in minutes and not months. If you just need really good leave tracking that integrates with Slack and Teams, Vacation Tracker is your tool. If your company is in UK or EU, then you probably want to look at Timetastic. And if your company is managing hourly shift workers, then go and check out BuddyBunch as an alternative to Rippling. But if your company is billing client work on an hourly basis, then Calamari might be the tool for you. And if you want to replace Rippling with another bigger HR tool, then look at BambooHR. So stop paying for the complexity that you don't need, and you can always grow into bigger tools later. All of these tools have pretty good export options, so you can definitely outgrow these simpler tools and import all of the data into bigger tools or integrate them at one point. So pick a tool that works for you and check out this other video here as well.